Hey guys, it's Veronica here from Aussies Do, and today I'm going to share with you how to build one of these. This is a big farm shed, but pretty much the process for any type of shed is going to be roughly the same, and I'm going to share with you how that comes about. And also I'm going to show you the before and after and the process involved with getting it done. So stick around with me and let's go. Here, please don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to have a lot of projects this year and you may want to be on board to catch them all. So this container is just to store things for the shed. So stuff you don't use all the time. The mowers and that sort of stuff. It's going to go behind the shed. How quick was that? How quick was that? That's just super quick. Seconds. Mind you, this is the easy one. They're going to move another one in a minute and that's going to be a lot harder. Too easy. We've started building the actual shed, which is going to be big. Look at the little people and the very tall. So we have all the trusses up on the top, starting to take shape and give a good indication of how big it's going to be. It's going to be a good looking shed. I'm looking forward to showing you as it progresses. Looking good. So close.
Yes, so close.
Done by the end of today. It's pretty much done. putting up the roof now. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed seeing it being built. So just a little bit of information, and I was going to do a long thing about the whole process, but it's going to differ for every different person and the size of the shed. So I thought I'd just give a general note in case you're wondering or wanted to do it. To go from nothing to this, you're going to need foundational work, and you're going to need the shed built itself, and then you're going to need someone to actually put it up for you, unless you're handy and you can put it up yourself. Now, if it's a small shed, yeah, you can probably do that yourself. But this one is a 20 by 12 meter shed, so it's pretty big, and she's very tall. In the peak, I think she's six meters high in the peak. Sorry, I got midgies around me trying to attack me. Some of the process, you're going to need development approval, and you may need a town planner depending on where you are. And of course, everyone's council is going to be different, but most of them go along the same guidelines or the same sort of thing. You're going to need them to tell you you're allowed to build a shed in your property and where you're allowed to build it. And the town planner or whoever does that for you, it may be you can do it yourself. If you don't know anything about it, I probably recommend getting someone to do it for you. They're going to tell you, what sort of things are around that you may need to think of, like trees. So we have protected area for koalas, so that had to come into it. And borders, you can't be a certain distance from your border to, the actual building. So I think we're 10 from the neighbour's tree line, and we are 6 from the back of the property that way. So they do have restrictions on those sort of things, and they will vary depending on where you are. We're rural here, so it's a little bit more relaxed in some ways, because obviously you're not going to have a shed this big in a residential area. So once you've got building approval and you know exactly where you're going to put it, then you're going to need an engineer to design it based on your environment. It could be wind related, it could be the positioning of it and the soil. So you may need a soil test. And then you're going to get something called a building approval after that. Here it's done by a certifier, building certifier. And they are going to check the building. So first they're going to check as you do the foundations that are correct. This is going to depend on the soil you have. So if you have a different type of soil and you need a deeper foundation, like a thicker one, and what you're going to use the building for. So if you're going to use it for heavy machinery, which will have a little bit of heavy machinery in there, you're going to need something thicker than thin. The other thing they're going to check is the construction of it. So first they're going to check the frame before all this sort of outside layer goes on, and make sure that it's secure and it's done properly. And then they're going to check the outside layer, and then the the plumbing. So where you put your downpipes and where you position the water. So for me in rural, it's pretty easy. As long as the water doesn't go straight down to the foundations, I'm good to go. I can just push it away from the foundations. I've chosen that I'm going to actually get a water tank, and it's going to go straight to a water tank, and then the overflow will go away from the foundation. So that ticks the box. So then as long as they're happy with that and you've followed your building approval guidelines and your developing approval guidelines, then they're going to certify it, and they'll give you a certificate saying that you can use it for what you wanted it for, and that's it. The job's done. Some of the other things that you can make decisions on are colour, of course. All the different colours. You can have a different roof to the walls, a different door, this guttering. Everything is a choice, and it is yours to make. So to do with the sizing, just one extra note. I don't exactly know the exact size, but those tiny little sheds you can get from Bunnings, you don't need building approval for. You don't need council approval for it either. You just put that up. There is a size limit, and then you have to start getting building approval. And if you're going to put things like, say, plumbing into it, I mean internal plumbing like taps, maybe toilets, that sort of thing, you're definitely going to go down the building approval route, because then it's something that people can use, and it needs to be up to specifications and council approval sort of specifications of your area. So that's something to keep in mind. So it's not the fact you can just go and buy a shed, pop it up and all's good. There's a lot to go into it, and you really should check with your local area to make sure you are complying with what they want. A great place to start, if you do not want to pay someone else to do it, would actually be to go to your council or your governing area, body, whatever it's called, and ask them. Just ask them, say, look, I really want to put a shed up. I'm in a rural or I'm in a residential. I want it to be this big or that big. What do I need to do? And they will tell you. That's their job. That's why we pay our rates. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing my beautiful shed come to life. I had a lot of fun watching it come to life. I love building stuff. It does excite me to see it. I'll bring a little bit more of my other building, my other residential building coming along soon in the next couple of weeks. And I'm looking forward to giving you the next stage, which goes up to frame stage. And you'll see where I've gotten up to with that one. But for now, here's my shed. Oh, and I've also got a container conversion I'm going to show you as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Ah, midgies. They're like rampant. And anything else that I can find that I'm doing here that's really interesting to show you as well, I will bring that to you. So remember, if you've liked this video, hit the like button. If you want to share it with someone, go ahead and share it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I think that's it. I will see you next week. See you guys.